Hello to all of you who are interested in learning the Python programming language. Thank you for being with me in another educational video of this popular programming language. The next discussion is matching strings with shell wildcard patterns. Wildcards are those characters that you put inside the computer program to replace letters that are not very important. For example, in a situation where you have the file name with the extension of these files, if you don't care about the names of these files, you can put a cross mark, for example, instead of them. For example, because you are only looking for text files and you don't care about the individual names of these files. We want to learn something like this. To do this, we need the fnmatch module, which has two functions called the fnmatch and the fnmatch case. From fnmatch, import these modules. Let's write them. Okay, let's see some examples like these. Sometimes you want to find objects that are in different positions than the end of the file name, for example. In these cases, you can do something like these. Sometimes you want to find objects that are in different positions than the end of the file name. For example, in some cases, our data files in the database are identified by the names obtained from the combination of the word data and the numbers. You can use this code to search the names of these files. For example, we have something like this. We can use something like this for the different numbers. Actually, we want these kinds of files. You can try this similar code with another name, a name in which there is no number, and you can see that the output is false. Now we want to benefit from list comprehension here. The same expression, we need the same here, so copy paste. Okay, this is an error. I forgot to define the file names. Consider file names like something like this. txt file. Again, CSV file, a CSV file without any data and numbers in it, and another different files with the .py extension actually. Okay, again around this cell. Okay, you can see that here the output contains the files in which their names actually in their names there are the data word and a number. You can see that if we try this code with the capital letters for this extension, the output is not different. fnmatch is not case sensitive in Windows environment, but there is this sensitivity in Mac. Now, if we want this sensitivity to exist in Windows, we must use fnmatch case. So this fnmatch case is useful in these cases. If we try this code with the small letters, we get the true as output, and if we try it with the capital form, we get the false output. Let's define a list as a data, something like this, for example. For example, we want 5th of them, but we want to change a little each of them. I copy paste them in order to achieve more convenience. In order to avoid any correlation between this 54 and the A letter, I changed it to B. Okay, this is enough actually. We made this data, and actually these are different elements of a list, so we can benefit from a list comprehension. We want all of the elements which begins with 54, for example. I think I should replace them this way. Okay, you can see the output. The output is actually this code returns all elements that starts with 54. We can do the same for the elements which is related to source A actually. Okay, another topic. The next discussion is matching and searching for textual patterns. Matching and searching for textual patterns. That is, you are either looking for a match pattern with a part of a text, or you are looking for a specific pattern in a text. So far, we have had discussions that have more specific solutions. In this discussion, choosing the optimal solution is very dependent on the problem. For example, consider a variable which is named text, and this is an S string. For example, I am Ghazal Laluha. For example, Python instructor at Udemy, something like this. Okay, let's have a comparison here. We want to check if this text is equal to a text. For example, I am Ghazal Laluha. You can see that the output is false because this is just a part of this string. If we want to check the text's beginning, we can use the methods we have talked about. Starts with, for example, this is true. The end of it ends with this is true too. Let's apply the find built-in method. We want to find actually the Python word. This is a number. The output is actually the location of the first Python scene in the string. This number that is returned is actually the first index in which this first search term is located. For example, when we want to find the word Python in the text string, the output number of the find code corresponds to the index of the letter P, which is the first character of this word. For example, if we add another Python to this string and again run this cell, you can see that this output has changed. We can add some other Pythons to these strings, later the first one, and you can see that this time this output won't change. Let's add another Python with small p before this Python, and you can see that at this time the output is index 8. The first one is a white space, second one, third one, fourth, fifth, seventh, eighth, and 9, and this is 10. So actually these are two These are okay. Let's have it. Okay, this means that after index 7, which is related to the 8th position in the string, the Python keyword is located here, because this P is small form, is not considered. In some cases, it is necessary to use the RE module. Let's go to the discussion of dates. Let's have this as T1 and, for example, another T2, which is let's import the RE module. We want to know if this data format is a numerical or not. If re.match this is a pattern, actually, a backslash, a D, a plus sign, forward slash, another backslash, another D, a plus sign, forward slash, another backslash, another D, plus sign, and the end of the string, and a T1. These D's are pointing to decimal numbers, and plus means that these may be more than one numbers, and these backslash are for interpretations, and these forward slashes are these similar, these are the same forward slashes available in the strings. Okay, now we want to see if our T1, which is this one, match to this pattern. Print yes, else print no. You can see that since T1 format matches to this pattern, so the output, the printed output, actually is yes. If you check the W3 Schools site, you can get more comprehensive information about this type of matching. We will review a limited number of examples here. As I have said many times, I will repeat again that programming is a skill, and you should have continuous practice yourself and strengthen this skill while facing various errors and looking for a suitable solution for them. One of the best resources for this purpose is the W3 Schools website. Actually, we want to do the same for T2 actually. And you can see that because our T2 do not follow this pattern, so the printed output is no. An easier way to reuse this pattern is to compile it. You can use the compile method in the RE module. Let's have a date pattern here as re.compile. We want to have the same pattern. Now we want to say if this date pattern match P1 print. Again yes, and else print no. And again okay, let's run this cell, and again we can do the same for T2, and you can see that this time the printed output is no. Let's define a T3 like 4 backslash 30 forward slash 13 2024, for example, and for example this date. Now we want to see if this date pattern match T3 or not. You can see that the output is a match object and it tells us from where to where it has matched, and also with what this match happened, or with what part actually. The point is that match always looks at the beginning of the string and has nothing to do with the rest of the string after the first match. It returns the first occurrence. If you want all events, all actually matching events, you should use find all. You should apply a find all method on this T3. Before this, we had a short introduction of capture groups. We can have this D pattern is equal to re dot compile, as we told before. Actually this time we want to consider parentheses. Okay, and we want to define a D as applying this deep at applying this match function on this T3 and this D. Now we want to show this D. Okay, this was the matching object. Now let's apply the group built-in function with the input argument 0 to it. It returns the whole of that matching to. Now let's applying this group built-in function with 1 as input argument. You can see that you have the first part. Let's try it with 2 as input argument. You can see that you have the second part, and you can try it with 3 as input argument, and you can see that you have the third part. Let's try it without any input argument. You can see that not considering input for this method is similar to entering 0 as its inputs. Now let's have this code. Applying groups, the plural form instead of group without any input arguments. You can see that this code returns the groups like tuples. And now you can specify them names. Now let's call, for example, month, day, year. Let's have this date pattern as re.compile again. We had it before. Let's get help from the copy paste option. A good programmer is always a good copy paster. Don't forget it. Okay, if we do not put this R, what will happen? Let's try it. Now let's see, for example, this is not matched. Okay, you can see what happened. Other examples of the necessity of using this R is, for example, consider print \n, actually backslash, this is forward slash. You can see that a new line is printed for you. Or for more obvious outputs, let's try A and B before and after this \n. Now let's consider R here. Okay, you can see that the effect of this uninterpreted R is to print this backslash. A note about these matches, let's consider, for example, T3 as and let's define this date pattern as again RE. Compiler, and now we want to apply this match with the T3 as input argument. In practice, you may not want this matching to be done with expressions that have extra characters at the end. In this case, you need to add the $sign at the end. You should have this and consider this $sign here. And again, if you try these, In this case, there is nothing to show us and return because matching has not happened. You can visit the W3 school site for more practice. The next topic is finding and pasting and pasting a text actually. Let's go on markdown mode, consider a square sign and a space and write the topic finding and pasting text. Okay. That is, you search for pattern inside the text and replace a part of the text. In simple examples, the str.replace can be used. For example, let's call our text. Okay, this is our text, and we want to apply this replace a built-in method on Python and R on this text. Okay. The first element is what is going to be removed, and the second element is what is going to be replaced in the text. One of the functions in the RE module is the sub function, which is more suitable for more complex examples. For example, we want to change the numeric format of the date. Let's have a comment here. For example, we want to do something like this. Actually, my birth date into, for example, a dash 1 and 27. Okay, let's define a t variable again. Our t was where, for example, 4/13/2024 and 5/8/2014. Okay, let's have re dot sub on r forward, excuse me, backslash d plus forward slash and r. I will explain this to you. 3 dash backslash 1 dash backslash 2 and t, this t as the last input argument. Okay. Inside these regular expressions, you can access internal groups with backslash and number. For example, here backslash 3 in the expression with the first actually in the first regular expression refers to the third group, which is the same year. Backslash 1 corresponds to the first group, which is the same month, and backslash 2 corresponds to the second group, which is the same day. In this way, such things can be done using regular expressions. Let's again have this data pattern as an re.compile. We want to have the same one. Okay, now we want to apply this sub method on this date pattern with this pattern, this substitute pattern actually. and we want to apply it on the T object. Now if you want to find the number of replacements of these patterns, you should act like this. Is this date pattern dot sub n, and again this time if you call nt and n, this n specifies the number of these replacements. The next discussion is searching and moving case insensitive texts. That is texts that are not case insensitive. So as always, we go to markdown mode, consider a square sign and a space, and write a type actually the topic. Okay. Let's consider a text like Python, again Python, Udemy and Udemy. Oh, and we want to apply get help from a find all method for finding all of the Pythons in our text. Okay, you can see that it returns two Python to us which are starting with capital form of P. This command is case sensitive, but if you consider a flag, this sensitivity disappears. For example, you can do the same and consider a flag. Okay. This flag is used in all methods of the RE module. You can use re.sub, or you want to apply it on Python, actually replace a Python with R in this text. You can see that our new text is like this, and because this is case sensitive, so it did not apply on the second Python, which starts with a small form of P. But if we consider this flag, the history will change. You can see that this time the second Python was replaced with R2. Okay, thank you for being with me in another educational video of this powerful programming language. I emphasize again that you should stay tuned because I have considered interesting and subtle points for you in the next videos. Have a nice day.